I'm currently using a 5 million coin team, and as you would expect with spending that amount of money, it is insanely good. Now, I do want to start off by saying that I am not the best of players, especially when it comes to gameplay. Trading is my thing, and even then, I'm not the best at that. It's just I am able to trade and make coins, which allows me to buy into players, but with this team, it's slightly special because most players are untradeable. This has come from going through SBCs, completing them, and being lucky. But if you do have around 5 million coins, this is what I would recommend. So getting straight into this, let's look at the team itself. We have selected the 4-3-1-2 formation. It's normally a good formation every single year, but with that said, this is the first time that I'm using it within FIFA 23, and it seems to suit these players perfectly. So in net, starting off, we have Donnarumma or Alisson. The reason I say or Alisson is because within the clips that you're about to see, I have been swapping them both out. Out of all the positions within FIFA, the goalkeeper is the one that irritates me the most. I end up coming up to other players who have the exact same goalkeeper in net than me, but it always seems that they save everything and mine make the dumbest of mistakes. So what you're seeing once I swap them out is that once I go and use one, get frustrated, I swap out with another one. And I switch between Donnarumma and Alisson because they still seem to be the best goalkeepers that I've used. Moving on to our defense. Right back we have Cafu, centre back we have Lucio, centre back we have Cannavaro, and left back we have Cancelo. If you watch my previous squad builder where I was going through the team that I had at the time, there are some similarities. We did have Cafu and Lucio as part of that team as well. The only difference is that we were playing Cafu at left back because we also had Kyle Walker, which we were playing at right back. And I know that does sound weird, but trust me, it did work. With this team, it wasn't really needed. I was never a massive fan of the left backs that I have used within FIFA 23. That's why I was using a right back, which I knew that I enjoyed. I wasn't bothered that it was lacking chemistry because, well, it really doesn't matter too much this year. But I did manage to go and pack Cancelo and thought, hey, I might as well give him a try. And he ended up being pretty decent. That's why I decided to remove Kyle Walker, keep Cancelo, and move Cafu back to his normal position. And who would have guessed it? Players in their normal position ended up being better. Beside Lucio, before I did have Rudiger. And of course, yet again, because I did manage to go and pack Cannavaro, I really wanted to go and use him. I was slightly put off at first because he is only 5'9", and I always think that I'm going to be coming up against the tallest of strikers and he's just going to be outjumped. But that really hasn't been the case. He's been a very good defender so far, and I can't really fault him. Moving on to the midfield. We have 3 90 rated players being Vieira, Pogba, and Brozovic. Out of this whole team, Brozovic is the only one where I did actually pay for. Everyone else has been pack pulled as first owners. With Brozovic, I did really like the look of his card, and upon buying him, I did really enjoy using him. Of course, he's not a goal scorer, he's not someone pushing back, but he's very solid in the defense. And with a previous team, I was playing within the 4-2-4 formation where I did have Vieira and Brozovic, and it worked really well. With this team, I was intending to swap him out with someone different, but I didn't really have anyone else in my club. And because he hasn't really caused any problems whatsoever for me, he's been a good, solid, well-rounded player, I decided that I was also going to use him in this team. Pogba is fairly new. I haven't played that many games with him, but so far he does feel really good on the ball. If I am trying to drive the ball forward through my midfield, I'm always going to be trying to pass to Pogba. He seems to be the best at doing that. And of course with Vieira, got him through the World Cup swaps when the World Cup promo was active. It cost 40 tokens and I do not regret it. I would say that he did feel better within previous FIFAs, but he's still amazing. I still love using him and he will probably be within every single team that I build from now to the end of the year. Moving up to the cam position, we are using Kaká, another player which is fairly new. In fact, he's the newest player within the whole team. I even got him after Pogba. I was a massive fan of Kaká back in the day, but with that said, within FIFA, he's never really been my first choice. That's not to say that he's bad within the game, there's just other players that I really want to go and use more than him, but they just happen to be more expensive. And considering we packed him, I thought I would use him as part of the team to test out, and surprise to me, he is absolutely amazing. I also didn't realize how important a cam is within FIFA. They always seem to be picking up the ball and score some amazing goals. As said, before this I was using the 4-2-4 formation, and even though my center mids did well even as a duo, they were just never in a position to get those long shots outside the box. Vieira on a few occasions, especially on corners, but other than that, not so much. Kaká though, within the cam position, has just been banging them in left, right and center, also running beyond my strikers to get some pretty easy tap-ins. And finally, the strikers that I'm using are One to Watch Núñez and 88 rated Haaland. I know, it's not the fanciest. I managed to pack Núñez right at the beginning of the year, but of course he's been upgraded since then, taking him to an 87, and he's solid. Haaland, we all know, was amazing at the beginning of the year, but with EA nerfing the game, it led to many players getting rid of him. I decided to keep mine. He was still scoring goals and he does suit my playstyle. Even when I come up to opponents, and this does link back to the beginning of this video where I say I'm not a particularly good player, in those games where I clearly come up to someone which is 1,000 times better than me, Haaland still comes up big. Quite literally, scoring headed goals, easy crosses, simple tap-ins, and long shots. With Núñez, I don't get anything too crazy. I don't think I've even scored a goal with him outside the box. I wish EA would actually include player stats on those goals that are scored so it gets broken down so that you know exactly how many scored on his left foot, how many scored on his right foot, headed goals, inside the box, outside the box, set pieces, anything like that, just so I can break down and show you. But honestly, there's nothing coming to mind where I think I've scored with Núñez outside the box. Every single one has just been a simple tap in inside. What really makes him key is that pace, over top through balls all day long, him running onto it, easy. Moving on to the bench, there's only 3 players I really use. This is Dalglish, Lundberg, and also Campbell. And it all depends what's happening in the game, depends on who I'm actually going to bring on. I have also put Vinicius on the bench, who I've only recently packed, but still need to give him a try. Maybe instead of bringing on Lundberg, I'll be using Vinicius instead. But with this, you're also going to see some bronze players, and that's because the second that I built this team, once I had better players on the bench as well, I came up to some insanely tough opponents. I'm not just talking about them having better, well-rounded players, I'm also talking about them being a much better player with gameplay themselves. Look, it may just be chance, but the second that I changed to a bronze bench, it certainly helped. Could just be a placebo. With custom tactics, it's pretty basic. There's nothing special here. I'm really balanced in the grand scheme of things. It's rare that I ever do too much. I may slightly change it every single game to see if it improves it or makes it worse, and then make changes after that, so it's a constant iteration. But other than that, it's nothing special. With other formations, I will also change to the 4-2-4 as well as the 4-2-3-1. Those are normally what I go for, depending yet again in the position that I'm in. If I manage to go 2-0 down quite quickly, I'm probably going to change to the 4-2-4. The 4-2-4 is probably my favorite formation this year. I really like to go attacking with it. And hopefully that'll put me in a better position to claw back a result to get 2-2. And then maybe I'll keep it as that just to go and push for 3-2. And then I'll change back to what I was using originally. With the 4-2-3-1, that's normally what I go to if I go 2-0 up. I no longer need to go and get those goals. I just want more players within the midfield to defend with. And then if I can get a good break with my wingers to then cross into Haaland, that's where I'm going to get those easy headed goals. Now with this, I'm happy with the team that I have currently. But of course, we're still nowhere near the end of Ultimate Team, so there will probably be some changes. Brozovic is the only player within the team which I did actually buy, so it would be nice to pack a good centre mid where I can actually swap him out and have a full first owner club. But the other 2 things that I want to do is swap out Núñez to bring in Mbappe. Mbappe costs around 800k, and even though I have that, I don't think it's a good idea to go and spend that right now, because the second that I buy Mbappe, I have no coins, I also have no players after Team of the Year, and well, yeah, this is the only team that I have. I made a massive mistake of spending as many coins as what I did during Team of the Year. If not, I would have been able to buy him easily and still have around 1.2 million coins left over. The other player that I was looking for was 94 rated Zinedine Zidane, to swap him in for Kaká. Kaká has been amazing, so I'll probably just go down on my bench, but I do really want to go and play with Zidane. But of course, with him, he costs 2 million, so I don't even have enough. this is the team that I'm currently using. It's valued at just under 5 million coins when I go and put it through Footbin, and the reason for that is because Vieira technically classes as only a 50k player since we got him from swaps, but I also like to think because the cheapest Vieira is about 1 million coins and that's his lower rated card, this really should add an extra 1.5 million to this team, taking it up to over 6 million. But either way, right now, this is what I'm currently using. And as I said, it is carrying me. It's making me look like a much better player than what I actually am. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.